I have a reading for a collective here that is going through a season of learning what it truly means to bring comfort and sit in that comfort. You'll know if you're in this collective, if you've been releasing old cycles, you've been questioning what truly brings you peace, and you feel called to rebuild, even if you've already rebuilt before. And when I say rebuild, almost rebuilding your healing, the way that you heal. It's like a restructuring of how you live your life. Because if you're in this collective, your healing and your growth, you're very much aware of, is a part of your life and helping you direct where you go. So you're entering a season of what true comfort is and how you get it, okay? We got emotional comfort, and it's emotional, physical, and spiritual comfort for this collective. You guys are coming in with a student energy here where you're really just curious and trying to figure out what works by testing things, okay? Trying new things out, trying to figure out what the feeling is that you're searching for. One of the things that you can ask yourself if you're in this collective is this nourishing my soul, or is this numbing a pain? Is this healing, or is this distraction? So the next card you got is karmic release, Shiva, karmic release, and the strength reverse. This is releasing those old patterns. The thing that is being released right now are these old cycles that put you in power struggles or old fear patterns, okay? There's also, with the strength reverse, a need to trust in your ability to surrender and knowing that there's power in surrender. The idea that true strength isn't about control, it's your ability to surrender and to trust, okay? Because you are moving in a time where you do need to lighten your load. You may have been feeling a lot of heavy weight on your shoulders right now. And this has to do with, oh my gosh, so many birds just flew like this, okay? And that's funny because it flew over my head. It has to do with burdens you're carrying that you're placing on yourself that you don't need to carry. It's almost confining yourself with these burdens that are unnecessary, okay? It's an old pattern that you're releasing that puts you into this struggle, into this fear, when you could just let it go. That's literally, you can just release it. For a lot of you in this collective, it's releasing perfectionism. It's stepping out of the cage that's your own mind, that everything needs to be perfect all at once. That is not life, and that is not how it works. And part of it is co-creating, right? You don't just create your reality. You co-create it with the universe, and you have to sometimes surrender to allowing the universe, spirit, God, whatever, to meet you halfway. Because if you're pushing, you just get burnt out. You turn into this guy here that's carrying the world on his shoulders. And you don't need to be doing that. What you're being asked to focus on instead is what you think is beautiful right now. What lights you up? What puts you in your glow? What is authentic to you? Being curious with your heart space. What lights that space up? That's what you can focus on. And it's not going to be what the world taught us it should be. It's going to be what's authentic and true to you specifically. That is the key to getting out of your headspace and getting into your heart. I love this because it comes after the idea that you need to be perfect, but true beauty and true flow, it's not rigid structures, okay? It's flowing. Beauty doesn't fit in a box, and neither do you. Okay, and they're asking you to release old expectations of perfectionism, of what the world says you need to be, okay? And just find out what really lights you up. And sometimes, and you could be doing mirror work at this time, but sometimes it's really looking at yourself, which is what you've been doing. You're examining the patterns, and that's really good, and that's what's going on. It's like releasing perfectionism, the need to fit in. At the end of the day, if you're aware of this, and if this is really resonating, you just need to know that balance is being restored. We got justice, we got the Queen of Hearts, and we got the Seven of Wands reverse. This balance is being restored. And this balance is being restored not by fighting to prove yourself to anyone, but by speaking the truth from your heart, okay? Being honest with yourself and following your heart. That's really when you flow, when you can discover yourself even more. You're at a deeper level of discovering, which is that's part of life. That's the big journey of life. If you look at it at a soul level, you're here to discover yourself again. That's the whole point. That's why we incarnate here. And it's not, and to experience love and to experience community and all of that. But this inner journey that you're taking right now, This is the journey you're on right now. Compassion and intuition is what brings clarity for you, for this collective. When you get into your heart space, that's when you feel, you see, and you experience things the clearest. That's when you experience things in the true lens of you, okay? That's through your heart space. It's like you have an eye in your heart. You have a roadmap in your heart. And when you can gain access to that in a balanced way, okay? Because you're not the Queen of Cups reversed, which can be overly emotional, overly sensualizing things, but in a balanced, in a fair way, right? And that's usually what that healing is. It's just healing is finding a balance in things. And so when you're facing these patterns and you're making these decisions, find balance there. And don't worry about proving yourself to anyone outside of you. Do what feels right for you, because that's your roadmap. That's your guide. You are your own guide. You're your greatest teacher and your greatest guide, your higher self, you can call it, but it's you, okay? You know the way. And so it ends with the enter the chamber of healing and the Emperor. Restructuring how you heal. You're recognizing it on like a deeper level of how you do it. It's understanding the map a little bit more. You're becoming familiar with it, and you're taking charge with the Emperor, and you're feeling confident with that healing. It's expanding, okay? You had a map of your town, and now you're getting a map of your state, and eventually it's going to be a map of the world. That's what I'm seeing for this collective, because you've committed to this journey. You see life as healing, and you've integrated it in how you live. And that doesn't mean it's not easy. That's a hard route to take, because you do get a lot of emotional burdens, physical burdens on this journey, but it's so rewarding. It puts you in this seat, this Emperor seat. Balance is very important, and you know this if you're on this journey, and you're doing a really good job. I'm going to pull one card on camera to end it, okay? To end this reading, but I hope this brought clarity. If you're in this collective, I know you stayed. Always with these readings, check in with your heart space, see if it feels right. Because if you're in this collective, you're gonna know. You're gonna know what feels right in your heart. All right, what's the last message for this collective? Page of Pentacles. This is a long journey, okay? Look at this person just laying here and just experiencing the world. Grounding's important. The sunflowers, they always face the light in the dark. That's how they grow. That's another message here. But it's like, take your time. This is a journey. Again, you're healing. This collective, you're committed to a life of healing. That is part of your purpose, is to discover different ways that you're healing subconsciously even, and understanding it. And the more you understand it, the more you can do while you're here. Also, perfectionism, you have to let it go. You have to live. You're here to live too. So that's a big part of balancing that. When you understand that healing and living is the same thing, you do the work, but you also have to be present. You got to balance it all. It's like so in the middle. And that's, you guys, why don't you meet me in the middle? And that's the theme. That is the theme for this collective, and you are a beautiful collective. Thank you so much for all the work that you do. And just remember, if you are following your heart, you are right where you're supposed to be. Have a good day.